Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. This is my second video today. First video was massive turnout in London about the protest today, and that was uploaded on the backup channel and on other platforms, and of course can be found at hugotalks.com. Subscribe there for updates. So yeah, a big turnout, and if enough of the people who didn't turn up today watch this video and see what is coming down the line in the form of COVID certificate passport, then maybe they will turn up to the next protest. So this is a video about the COVID certificates or the vaccination passport, freedom passport, call it what you will. Now I mentioned the word leak in the title, and technically that's not exactly correct, but here we have this Denmark video out only yesterday. They have now introduced their jib-jab passports, and this video instructs people how it's going to be used in Denmark. It's a 6-minute video, and this is obviously what is going to be coming over to the UK and to Ireland, Germany, France, wherever. And there's quite a lot of detail in this video, and it sounds worse than what you would imagine it to be, if that's possible. Now the video is in Danish.
Clarence, som leder og bemander restauranten, kan hurtigt se en...
But a very kind person has translated it for me, so I will play the video and I will say what was said in the original video, which was in Danish, and translate it into English. The video guide uses the story format of a family and how they will be using their vaccination passport, okay? So here's the translation, and of course I will add the odd comment in here and there. So here we have, first of all, we've got Kasper. Kasper's the dad. Lives in Denmark with their son Thomas. Kasper was at first vaccinated with vaccine A and downloaded the passport app Stay Safe. Corona Passport is a government document. Stay Safe is the app for Corona Passport that shows the validity of recent test vaccine. When vaccination is registered with by the health authorities, so will be digital passport updated in the app. So yeah, you've got all of the basics here at the start. It's all a bit boring. It says there will be registered all related information about vaccination, for example, which type of vaccine was used. There's some text underneath says coding is used to ensure that the passport is issued officially by the health authorities. Certificate includes a QR code that will be shown in the app Stay Safe, so that everyone who downloads Corona Pass app Stay Open can scan or verify that the passport was indeed issued by the health authorities. So anyway, this is about so far Kasper. Now we go on to his son. Kasper's son, Thomas, who has not been vaccinated yet, also downloaded the Stay Safe app after he has been tested on the same day. He must use it to enter his school tomorrow. In Denmark, where Kasper and Thomas live, there is a lot of restrictions right now that are based on test results that must not be over 48 hours old. So it seems like, just like in the UK, they want people to be doing, or kids to be doing tests every 48 hours, and that will be linked to the app. It then says Kasper's son receives his pass automatically in his Stay Safe app based on the test results, where all data is stored and encrypted. And then next we're introduced to Kasper's wife, okay, Pia. It says here later in the evening, Kasper's wife Pia, she must go to work as a servant in a restaurant, and she is not yet vaccinated. In Denmark, most restaurant personnel must be vaccinated with vaccine A or vaccine B, or have a negative test no older than 24 hours before she can start to handle food. So we can take it from what it says here, that if you're working and you haven't been vaccinated, they will be expecting you to be getting a test every day, every 24 hours. And we're still going on about Pia. It says here, Pia must go into her Stay Safe app and allow access to her workplace so her employer can see her status as long as she is working in the restaurant. Text underneath says, this access you can always switch back. And then next up we are introduced to Clarice, who is the manager of the restaurant. It says Clarice who manages the restaurant, can see a list of her personnel that was used this evening. The text underneath says, employer gets quickly an overview which employees they can physically meet inside. On the picture, the one that is a red cross says no valid passport, and with the question mark says do not allow access. And then we're back to Casper again, the father. Now he must go to USA to a business trip. He bought a ticket 5 weeks ago with the condition that the airline company will be able to get access to his corona status. Text underneath says citizens can give access to airline companies so they may access their corona status within a specific time frame. He bought a ticket 4 weeks ago when he was not yet vaccinated, so there is no actual restrictions for buying a ticket. When he checked in the morning, his airline company checks his corona status in relation to his boarding pass. Text underneath, this may be integrated to the national register and systems and fully support specific rules and regulations of that particular country. The latest rule for all business trips to the USA say that one must be vaccinated within the vaccine A or B or administer a negative test no older than 36 hours. It says, as Casper is already vaccinated, he has no problems with displaying his boarding card. So that implies that if you're not vaccinated and you're only going by tests, then you're gonna have problems. Next in the video, we have Casper again with his son. It says, when Casper was driving to the airport, he had to drop off his son to school. The school scans Thomas's passport to confirm if he can come in. Text underneath, scanning of passport happens immediately and no data is leaving the phone. Oh, that's handy. Scanning happens within 1 second and the data is transmitted between only 2 phones. As Thomas was yesterday tested negative, he can continue to enter the school. Lucky old Thomas, eh? Where's the mask? I'm sure he's going to have to wear a mask every day at school as well. And then we're back with Casper. Casper needs to go to his work to collect some of his documents before going to the airport. To access the building, he uses his company entry card that allows him to enter the general building where his office is located. At his workplace, there is a rule that a person must be tested once a month or be vaccinated before he can come in physically. And Casper gives his employer access to his passport, so he has no problems to come into the building. Text underneath says, when you give access permission to your employer, there is no need to scan the passport at the entrance of the building where you work. Casper goes to the airport with his boarding card and Stay Safe app validates his corona status and the boarding card is being issued. Text underneath says, when you give permission access to the airline company, there is no need to scan corona passport in the airport. Casper flew to the USA. At the entry, his Stay Safe app is scanned in the passport control. His Danish Corona Pass issued a certificate that USA authorities have trust toward and ensure that his Stay Safe app and scanner app is compatible. Casper passes the passport control. Text underneath says, cooperation between countries and compliance of international standards makes local passport compatible with other countries. Friday evening, Casper's son, we're back on his son again, Thomas, booked a ticket to a football match. The arena is divided into 3 sections. One section is the most free section. To get access to this section, you must be vaccinated when you buy your tickets. The other section comes with the space of 1 meter between all spectators. If you were tested negative in the last 25 hours, you can come into this stadium. And then you have a third section, comes with a 3 meter distance between all spectators, those who have not been tested or vaccinated. So that's kind of unusual, a 3 meter distance, 3 different sections at a football match. What a load of bollocks this is. And then we get onto buying tickets. It says here, Casper tried to buy the ticket to Free Zone at the arena and scanned his pass, but the purchase was cancelled because he is still not vaccinated. So instead he buys the ticket to the section with the 1 meter distance. Personnel scans his passport at the entrance, but the internet connection is terrible, but passport can be scanned offline and shows he was recently tested negative, so he gets access to the stadium. And now they're bringing in Grandma. Later on, Saturday evening, Casper's grandmother, Joanne, invited family and friends to her 75th year birthday. Using the Stay Open app, Peter scans passports of the guests so the party can start. To stop the spread in Denmark, citizens must be vaccinated with vaccine A, B or C or be tested as negative in the last 25 hours in order to participate in big private events. So what are they saying here? Are they saying that you're not even going to be able to go and visit your family and friends without this stupid app? So there you go. There you have it. This is a warning from Denmark. This is their video telling what people are going to get with their new passport, which has come out, which I believe it came out yesterday. But they did leave out one bit at the end, the 1 year in advance, the story about what happens to Father Casper and what happens to him a year later. He's now suffering from severe depression because he has been living in a dystopian, technocratic and soulless world of automation for a year. Because of that, he now feels completely disconnected from the world, and to escape his sorrow, he's now developed a drinking problem, although luckily, with his new app, it only takes a second for him to scan his recent vaccination status to allow him entry to his local Danish pub, where Casper now drinks himself into oblivion every night. One night on his way home, Casper drunkenly stumbles and trips over one of the many homeless people who litter the street. Poverty and homelessness is now rife, of course, due to the ongoing Great Depression caused by the lockdowns. Casper picks himself up and heads back to his house. Casper arrives home only to realize his phone is missing. It must have fell out of his pocket when he tripped over the homeless man. Because Casper's life is now completely dependent upon his app, which is on his phone, as it is in China now, Casper can't access the social housing block his apartment resides in, as his vaccination status cannot be scanned at the entry gate. He also cannot get money from the ATM. He cannot now go to work. He cannot live. Casper frantically goes back to the street where he stumbled over to try and find his phone. But alas, after hours of searching, it is not anywhere. Casper, despondent and depressed, decides he can't be bothered with this shite anymore and lays down next to the homeless man and gives up on this new normal life altogether. And that is the end of the story. What is the moral of the story? Do not comply or allow yourself to be coerced into the certificate passport. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to hugotalks.com. It's the only place I get to keep the subscribers, and I want to migrate as many subscribers on YouTube over to hugotalks.com before they cancel this channel. So come on over to hugotalks.com and follow me, and you will get updates whenever I upload a video there. Thanks a lot. See you later.